We're driving a Toyota RAV4 TRD Off-Road. Coming up, we're going to see if that TRD Off-Road name is just a name or if this thing can actually go off-road. But first, information explosion. If you're wondering, hey, didn't you guys just review a Toyota RAV4? We did. We reviewed the Toyota RAV4 Prime, which is their plug-in hybrid version. And if you want to go deep into the RAV4 driving experience, that is a good video to watch. You can click for it right up here. In this video, we're going to keep things speedy and move through our segments a little faster than normal so we can spend a little more time off-roading. Let's begin with interior.
For me, the primary appeal of the interior of the RAV4 is its functionality. You've got these super grippy door handles.
That texture carries over to these knobs here. It feels like it's made to be gripped with gloves. Wintry gloves.
Even the drive mode selector can be gripped with winter gloves.
Now I got to start putting in different modes. Whoa, for some reason I'm in mud and sand. Okay, let's get out of that.
There's also a lot of interior storage, especially for such a small vehicle, like this huge shelf up here. You've got a little one by you, plenty of drink holders.
Some details specific to the TRD Off-Road are these red stitching accents here, the little red trim down here, which really goes nicely with my new red Flying Eyes soft case / sunglasses cleaner. Oh, and we also have the TRD headrests.
One thing that I like specific to the one we received are these cool mud mats.
From a space perspective, I fit really well in the second row. And I'd also like to note that the seats are comfortable. I find myself not complaining, which is a really unusual thing in the Muzio house.
It sure is. Shall I complain for you?
Please do.
I wish I had the adjustability that your seat has over here.
Do you feel like you're sitting up a little bit high?
I do.
Sitting in that position, I find my head feels a little bit too close to the headliner. So yeah, a little bit more vertical adjustability would be nice. An element that I do like is the fact that they have standardized rear seat vents, which leads me to, kiddo, how is it climbing in and out of this vehicle?
I think it's kind of low.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it.
Oh, very nice. And then what about getting the car seat installed?
The latch points are exposed, but they're a little bit close to the seat, so you have to wiggle them a little bit to get it installed, but otherwise very simple.
Wiggle it.
Just
a little
bit.
As for cargo, there are 37.5 cubic feet in the back, and that's a lot. And then for safety, the RAV4 fares very well. 5-star overall from the NHTSA. It is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, and there is a full suite of active driver assist, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, and steering assist. There are 8 airbags, plus full-speed adaptive cruise control. Family, what do we think? Is the RAV4 family-friendly?
Family-friendly.
Sure is. Rear window test.
All the way down?
All the way down, woohoo! Armrest test, driving in a comfortable 8 and 4. The positioning of the inboard and the outboard armrest is fine. What I'm noticing though, and I'm not sure if it's trim specific, but there's not much padding in this outboard. It's like a thin little layer, and then it gets pretty hard pretty quick.
Welcome back, Iguana.
And now I'm trying to remember what percentages I gave this thing when I drove it in the Prime.
Ooh.
Oh, I have a solution. I'm gonna go 50% on the outboard and let's say 75% on the inboard. If you'd like to see more videos like this where we review cars as a family, plus the occasional helicopter adventure, feel free to subscribe. Style!
The white and blue combo is so cute.
Yeah, it's what I would refer to as Smurf chic. And it's only $500. And I should note that that contrasting roof theme is not available on every RAV4 trim. TRD Off-Road version that we're driving is one of the few trims where you can do that.
I would describe the exterior of the RAV4 as handsome, specifically the bulky pieces that surround the fog lights. It almost looks like it has high cheekbones.
Like a Jared Leto type?
Exactly.
If Jared Leto was a compact SUV.
Wait, is he problematic?
I don't know. Is he problematic? Ask the audience. Don't ask me. I don't know what Jared Leto's up to. And is it Lido? I don't know.
I don't know.
As far as TRD off-road specific exterior bits, this has 18-inch matte black wheels. You'll notice we have the more off-road friendly tires. And then up front, there's a TRD skid plate, which I'm not sure how functional that is, but it does look rugged. What do you think? Do you like the look of the Toyota RAV4, especially in TRD off-road edition? If so, if no, tell us in the comment section. In motion. While we shoot our reviews in this tiny little mountain town of ours, I get here with the cars on a long freeway drive. And during that drive, I noted, much like with the RAV4 Prime, that the RAV4 TRD Off-Road is kind of loud on the freeway. I wish it was a little bit quieter, but overall it commutes fine. I think ride quality is perfectly acceptable. And then once we get out here to these windy mountain roads, when you steer the thing, it's perfectly functional, but it's not fun. That's not really its point, I don't think. I think this is definitely more of a utilitarian kind of vehicle than a, spring brake on wheels, but...
Now I'm picturing the car that is a spring brake on wheels.
Maybe it's like buying a 15-year-old BMW. That seems like a lot of fun. Oh, I may have made a mistake. The other element we should talk about is the powertrain. So we have a 4-cylinder engine. It makes respectable power, and it's teamed with an 8-speed automatic transmission. I was spoiled by the RAV4 Prime because that thing hauled so much, and we have an opportunity. We'll just do needless full throttle acceleration. Whee! It's a perfectly acceptable amount of power, but if you're going to drive a RAV4 as your own vehicle, don't test drive a Prime first. All right, that's what I think, but what does Sweetie think? Evie's driving. Question number 1, how's visibility?
Good. I can even see over this B-pillar here, which generally blocks my view because I sit so close to the wheel.
Okay, so last RAV4 we drove was the RAV4 Prime. It's a very fast one, 302 horsepower. We discovered quite a bit of fun in that RAV4, mostly because of its acceleration. Is there any fun to be had in this RAV4?
It's definitely less fun. On hills, it feels like it's really, like I want to use my feet and help it along a little.
Hilarious cartoon noise. Dimensionally, how's this working for you?
I really feel comfortable with the size of this vehicle. I know exactly where I am in the lane. I feel like I can steer it correctly.
Well, it sounds like you're pretty comfortable in the driver's seat. I'm getting back in. In total, I think the RAV4 in an on-road context, it's a reasonable way to get around. I think it's fine transportation. But really, the crux of this video, and what we teased in the beginning, how does the TRD Off-Road perform off-road? Clapping again. All right, let's get off-roading. We did promise we would do that. In fact, here we are on a little bit of a dirt path, a lot of rocks. I'm gonna check out, let's see, we got a few different modes here. We got rock and dirt, mud and sand, in addition to eco, normal, sport. So let's go with rock and dirt. That feels right. I see some rocks, I see some dirt. Even though we're on AT tires, we got some all-terrain tires, I don't know how gnarly we want to get going over some of these rocks. What I do know is that on this trail, we've got some really good spots where the vehicles have to deal with big articulation. So you might have like a big rut where a bunch of rain has come down, which absolutely happened recently. So you have like the weight of the vehicles on 2 tires. So the question is, can the RAV4 get power to the ground? This is immediately a challenging spot. Oh, look, there we go. Oh, we got a little bit of 2-wheel action. Let's see if we can move forward from this very awkward position. The challenge, by the way, is that once you have a tire in the air, if you have an open differential, the vehicle will naturally just send power to that tire, not the one that's actually touching the ground. Let's see what happens here. Oh, cool.
Wow.
The reason why we were able to get through there so easily is that the all-wheel drive system in this RAV4 can send up to 50% of available power to the rear tires, and then from there it has these electromagnetic couplers that can send power either to the left tire or the right tire. So if the left tire has no grip, no problem, just send it to the right tire, and that helps move you on through. The other thing going for the TRD Off-Road is that it has a TRD tuned off-road suspension, but it does not have any more ground clearance than other similar trims. It's 8.6 inches. I mentioned we had rains here recently, and it makes some of these ruts particularly challenging. Another good rut. Okay, we've got a tire down. See if we can get up. And Oh, that's very awkward. We're gonna get up on, there we go. Okay, so we really got our weight on 3 wheels here. Let's see if we can, oh yeah, a little teetering. Can we do it? Yeah, little light scrape, but I think we're cool.
That was super impressive. We've definitely had vehicles get stuck there before.
100%. Okay, this is the one where if we can make it through this rut, I'm gonna have to tip my metaphorical hat to the TRD Off-Road. Now, line selection is a little bit critical here. I'm gonna stay to the right and see if I can finesse it up this direction.
Woo!
You know, it's an awkward incline when the front parking sensors are like, hey, you're gonna hit
What are you
something,
doing?
bro. Okay, there's our tipping, teetering moment. Man, that differential is doing such a good job redirecting power. That was shockingly easy for a thing that is oftentimes very hard.
I'm very impressed with this adorable little vehicle.
It's doing so well, I think we should just keep driving and get some epic B-roll.
Ooh.
Ooh, and maybe a good thumbnail.
Oh, and maybe
Yeah,
Oh.
well, if we see one along the way, obviously, yeah. You guys, I'm very impressed with the TRD Off-Road rendition of the RAV4. It's not gonna replace our Bronco, but for a RAV4, it's really capable. Good job, family. We survived off-roading in a RAV4. Before we move on, let me quickly thank everybody who supports us if you do choose to support us, whether that's a comment or a thumbs up, or you support us on Patreon or use that thanks button down below. However you choose to support us, if you do choose to support us, thank you.
Thank you.
Forward to Emotion Factor. Let me quickly thank the sponsor for today's video, Flying Eye Sunglasses. You know I wear them in the helicopter. There's a picture proving what I'm just saying isn't a lie. But also, Evie wears them in her daily life. Tell them why you love them.
I love them because they are so comfortable. They're made of a material called resilimide, which means that they can be super lightweight, super flexible, but also strong enough to hold up to daily use. They come with these removable magnetic tinted lenses, so they double as sunglasses and my regular glasses.
If you would appreciate aviation grade eyewear and you want to help support our channel, one way you can do that is by buying some Flying Eye sunglasses. If you use the promo code Micah in the link below, you can save 10%. And now more RAV4 stuff. Chevy SSR! Now there's a lot of emotion there.
That's perfect.
Very limited practicality, but a lot of emotion. Now let's inverse that. We have the RAV4. The RAV4 makes a lot of sense, but it's not necessarily high on emotion. But I think the emotion factor depends a little bit on which version you're driving. We found some emotion driving the RAV4 Prime just because it was so silly fast for a compact SUV. Here, I think there's some potential for emotion. What do you think?
The fact that it's super practical for everyday use and that you can take it off-road, that's super appealing to me.
For mountain living, this would instill a lot of confidence, and I think confidence can be an emotion. And also the fact that it does have that trick rear differential, so it can get power to the ground in a way that a lot of crossovers can't, is pretty compelling. What do you guys think? Is there an emotion factor here? If you're feeling emotionally moved to buy a RAV4 of your very own, I'm guessing you're going to need to sell your current car first. Kelley Blue Book has been the pricing leader in the automotive landscape for more than 90 years, and I love using my old-timey voice when I talk about it. If you want to know what your current car is worth or how much you should spend on your next car, click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below. I'm being blinded. Remarks! Remark number 1, I'm no longer being blinded.
Hooray!
Hooray! Remark number 2, infotainment. We've been making our way through much of Toyota and Lexus's lineup over the last several months here, and this is kind of the older generation of infotainment interface.
I like the physical buttons because it's easy for me to find my way to them when I'm not looking at the screen. I like a volume knob because I can quickly turn the volume down when I get in after you've driven it. I find it easy to find my way around.
It lacks some of the sizzle of the newer infotainment systems we've been
For sure.
using, but it is very functional. By the way, this is a 9-inch screen, but the standard screen in the 2022 Toyota RAV4 is a 7-inch screen, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone connectivity do come standard. All right, let me quickly hit on engine choices. The basic gasoline engine is that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic transmission. There is also a hybrid offered, which we really like, that offers 219 total system horsepower and greatly improved fuel economy. And then there's the plug-in hybrid RAV4 Prime, which is very powerful, has great EV range, and is very hard to get because it is so darn popular. As for all-wheel drive, it is standard on the hybrids, but an option on the gasoline-powered version. Sweetie?
Yes.
Can I give you a trim recommendation?
Nope.
Please?
All right.
Yay! Our trim recommendation is based on which trim gives you the essential features you would regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. I'm going to recommend the XLE trim. It includes smart key access, a feature I will not live without, dual zone climate control, a power driver's seat, blind spot warning, and alloy wheels. Total price is about $28,500, which is a fair bit above the base LE trim, but I think it is well worth it. By the way, for 2023, there's a slight price jump across the board. Toyota has also ditched the base 7-inch screen for a base 8-inch screen, and now there's a 10-inch screen available on some trims, including the TRD Off-Road. They've also updated the infotainment systems to include Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that's wireless. As for the competitors, there's the Ford Escape, you got the Kia Sportage, and there's a new Honda CR-V, which we're gonna get our hands on very, very soon, and we're looking forward to reviewing that. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. Synopsis! In thinking about the essence of the Toyota RAV4, it's very, very sensible, but it's willing to get a little dirty. To me, it is every librarian in an 80s music video of compact SUVs.
Nailed that one, baby.
Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Toyota RAV4 TRD Off-Road. May I have a 5 and a 5? And you, come get your high five.